Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. Can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Listen online, the website that rocks, KMOD.com. Past shows are available on iTunes. Search under BMMS. Listen with your cell phone. Get the iHeartRadio app. Available from the App Store of your cell phone provider. More on that at iHeartRadio.com. And we're on Facebook. Facebook.com/BMMS69. That's where you can hang out with us each and every day. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Oh, good morning.
We've got tickets to give away to see Blink 182, who will be at the Walmart Amphitheater in Rogers, Arkansas on September 24th. Get your tickets, amptickets.com. We are going to see what Lindsay wants to talk about.
Hooray!
We got our top 5 songs. Today, Deep Bench, surprisingly.
Oof.
Top 5 secular songs that mention Jesus from listener The Creepy Rabbit.
Hell yeah!
And if you have a top 5 list you'd like us to highlight, email it to us, show@kmod.com. Show@kmod.com. We play them back on Wednesdays. We'll do that at 9. And Drillers Day Baseball today, man. 11 a.m. And I think it's going to be a 5-star day.
78, right? Something like that? Woo.
I just know it's not going to be windy or raining. Or an oven.
That's where it's at right there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
No
going to be
rain.
a great day for some day baseball. So we'll talk with Justin Gorski from the Tulsa Drillers. And I know people are crazy. When you have this many people on the planet, a lot of them are going to be off their rocker.
At least 50% statistically. At least.
I think higher.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it is higher, but if you think about it, just, at least half the people on the planet are crazy in one way or the other.
Okay, so hear me out. I think it's much higher because the more people there are, the more split we get into our pie of how we do things, and you think something's crazy because it's not what you would do.
Right.
And that pie gets smaller and smaller the more people, because they come with their own ideologies, their own experiences, their own cultures, their own things they love.
All right, then. It doesn't make sense to me, so therefore makes
it's
you
crazy.
crazy.
Yes.
Okay. I get it.
Now, there are a few that I think are really crazy.
Yes.
And this may be one of them, where a guy is coming forward after being held captive for 20 years. He's 37 now.
Okay.
His or 39 or something. His mother kept him home from school at the age of 11, and then he never got out of his room. According to him, he says he never got out. He finally got out because he set the house on fire.
Yeah.
And this is
that's
take
one way
place
to do
in
it.
Connecticut, right? And now he's speaking out about what happened. And now he's saying he's going by the name of S. He's 32 years old. And he says he's no longer going by the name he was born with, instead choosing a new name as part of his effort to reclaim control over his life and future. Now, the woman who has been arrested on the accusations that she's been holding her stepson captive, she says none of that's true. That's all. He was never locked in his room, but he weighed less than 70 pounds.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
He's lucky to be alive. 32 and less than 70 pounds. How tall is he?
Does it matter?
I mean,
2'7".
right.
The size of a toddler.
Yeah, short of him being 3 feet tall,
Right.
that's malnourished. Full stop, right?
Big time.
She's been charged with assault in the first degree, kidnapping in the second degree, unlawful restraint in the first degree, cruelty to persons, and reckless endangerment in the first degree. The attorney has declined comment, but when reached by People magazine, she was currently out on a $300,000 bond and due back in court in a couple days. He says, I am a survivor of more than 20 years of captivity and domestic abuse. I was held prisoner in my home from the time I was taken out of the 4th grade at age 11 until 2 months ago at age 31, when I purposely set fire that helped set me free. I'm speaking out today to begin the process of reclaiming my life and to have my say in how my story is told. I am much better and stronger than I was the day the first responders carried me out of my home. I'm beyond grateful for the care I have received since then, and to all the healthcare professionals. Yeah, he's very grateful. I also want to thank first responders, law enforcement investigators, and everyone to hold those responsible for my abuse. I'm grateful to the conservator and my attorney who helped guide me through the legal process. Right, because when you get out, they're not going to let you just make decisions for yourself.
Right.
Depending on how severe your captivity was, they're just not going to let you decide how things should be. Someone's going to have conservatorship over you.
Right, because they don't know where your mental state is.
Right, or you don't know what a phone is.
Mm-hmm.
Or you don't know what nutrients look like.
Right.
I mean, it's wild how much people are missing, or you're just reading the story going, that's crazy. And that he can't even maybe know how to put a meal together.
Right. Well, especially, I mean, if he's had everything done for him like that, forcefully, that makes sense.
Yeah. She is saying that none of this is accurate. The attorney for her is saying none of this is accurate.
Of course they're going to say
saying that he could roam free as he wished.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you don't lock a door doesn't mean someone's being held captive. Belle could move about as she wished.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right? From Beauty and the Beast, she was held captive. But she roamed and ate dinner, sat at a table.
Right. But
danced.
If there was a fear of if you leave the house, I'm going to get you, then yeah, he ain't going to leave the house. And you said this all started, when he was 11?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. That makes sense. You know, you put a big fear in an 11-year-old, that could cause him to not ever want to leave, ever. Because he doesn't want to get beaten or, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this feels crazy. Like what she's doing feels crazy. I don't know the relationship on why she's the stepmother and why she had control over this child in any way, shape, or form.
That's the other question.
Where's the father?
Exactly.
Right? Where's the biological mother?
Mm-hmm.
Right? All questions I don't know the answer to at this moment.
Grandparents, something.
Nobody was wondering where he was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there was an unfortunate series of unfortunate events, and this is the only person that was left in their keep.
Huh.
With all that being said, I want you to be in the mind frame of the movie The Village.
Never seen it, but I'm in.
Okay, so in the movie The Village, for those that don't know, it's an M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie where these people are living in this remote area and there's a monster in the woods. Okay. Unbeknownst to you until you start seeing the clues come together that they aren't in the woods. That this is a secluded group of people who want to stay out of society because of how bad and murder and rape and drugs and all these other things that are out in society. They're actually living in a remote area of a state park.
So like a commune.
Yeah.
And a state park.
Yes, but they're living in very colonial times.
Right.
Log cabins,
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, and they use these monsters, the adults or the council or whatever they're called, keep these monsters, some of the councilmen in outfits in the woods to keep people scared so they stay in the village and they don't go explore into the woods. Because beyond the woods is the road and the road is the city, and right?
Yeah.
And
that
so
makes sense.
Again, they are doing what they think is best.
Right.
So again, that's the mindset I want you to be in. It's possible this woman was doing something similar. Not condoning it. I'm not making it okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying it is possible that this person, because I know plenty of adults who don't have children who are recluse that way and stay in their home and are afraid to go out and don't, you know what see what I'm alluding to? Mm-hmm. And if you feel like a protector of children, which I think a lot of adults do, they feel a sense of responsibility to look out for children. I can see this person doing that. And then there's a Stockholm Syndrome thing happening, and then there's I don't want to be alone, and then keeping them in that. I don't know if it's as nefarious as maybe it is. Maybe there was sexual assault. I don't know. But it could have been this person thought they were being a protector and doing the right thing.
Okay, so the stepmom goes through some pretty traumatic events, be it as a child or as a young adult. probably a child, goes, gets married, has a life, but is still traumatized from these events when she was younger, and then sees this young boy and wants to protect him from going through and experiencing the same trauma that she went through.
I mean, yeah, it's possible. Little fellow follows. If that's how she knows how to care for a child, because that's how she was cared for, it's entirely possible she did the same thing. But let's take it a different direction and say that she was raped.
Right.
And like recently, and she was like, I can't leave this child in that environment.
Okay, yeah, that's another possibility.
And I'm going to protect him here.
Yeah.
Again, none of this is okay.
No.
Yeah.
I might buy into something like that where she thought she was protecting him if he wasn't malnourished, if maybe he had seen daylight, if he
But-
wasn't stuck inside the house.
If she has a mental issue, she's trying to protect this boy, but she's mental, so therefore she's trying to protect him, but she's not really taking care of him. Does that make sense
Yeah.
to you? Yeah.
I mean, again, we started this the way I'm going to say it again. Just because we don't think we wouldn't do it that's where we deem it not normal.
Right. It's normal for her.
And so to me, it's entirely possible that maybe she carried shame and didn't want to ask for help. Maybe she went to get donations whenever she could. Maybe she didn't. I don't know if she had a job. Did she leave every day? How did she have money? Who paid for the house? How did the lights stay on?
Right.
Who was paying that bill? Maybe she had an inheritance and never left. She was very frugal with her money.
Right.
To
Government
her-
assistance, everything's taken care of.
To her, if she left a snacky cake out or he went through the trash. I was reading a story yesterday when we were talking about Gene Hackman and a girl who grew up with her family, and they lived in a house home. You know what a house home is? Let me phrase that. An earth home?
I was going to say a house and a home are the same thing.
Earth home is built into the earth.
Okay.
I've seen a couple of those.
A lot of people build these on their own. Problem with them, if they're not built correctly and depending on the soil and you don't know what you're doing, the clay could settle and the foundation could crack, the walls could crack, and that's what happened to this girl who's telling this story. And so she grew up with moth infestations and when they're the larvae all over, and that was just normal to her.
Right.
It wasn't until she was out in society on her own where she was like, well, that's not okay.
Oh, this is a nice place you have here. Where's all the moths and worms?
Yeah. If you grew up in a house, it's as simple as the ketchup in your home. If you grew up in a home where you didn't put the ketchup in their fridge, you grew up in a psychopathic home.
Right.
Yeah, right. Ketchup always goes in the fridge. I think it says refrigerate after opening.
It does. It absolutely 100%
There are a lot.
does.
You'd be surprised the number of items that do say that don't get put in the fridge.
If you think about, I'm trying to remember back to my restaurant days. Did we put the condiments, ketchup and mustard, back in the fridge in the cooler?
Doesn't matter. They still set out all day at the restaurant.
That is true.
Which that can't be good.
I mean, it's got again. We're sliding away. I'm just saying. There's a lot of things you do because you think they were normal growing up in your home. Not as extreme as this. I just don't know if this is as simple as some nefarious. Remember that guy that was keeping those 3 women in his home in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as nefarious as that. This could have been, I'm lonely. This could have been, I need to protect this child. And then, you wake up and he's 37. Times go fast. You know what I'm saying? They grow up real
Right.
fast.
Uh-huh.
And I think there's obviously some sort of mental situation going on, possibly caused by trauma. People who commit crimes typically think they're doing, quote unquote, God's work.
Right.
And I don't mean your God. I mean, they think they're doing their God's work. Being a protector, eliminating some sort of evil. It is a wild story. And how did he get the whereabout to light the house on fire? If he's 11, now granted, maybe he learned 911, but he also learned how to run and he learned how to open doors and he didn't do any of those things. Where did he learn to I'm going to light the fire? Maybe he didn't think the police would come. Maybe he thought that he would light the fire and he was going to die. Like he didn't want to live anymore.
Right. Television is one thing that I can
Yeah,
think of.
that's-
'cause
If he watched television.
Right. We don't know. We're not there.
Maybe she started feeling sorry for him over the years, and she's like, I'll give you some TV time.
TV or books. You know, for
maybe
those
books.
parents that think TV is for the devil, you know, no TV, but here's some books for you to read.
Right, but if you're getting books of, Dick and Jane,
Yeah.
Jack
Right.
and Jill, right? You're not getting Misery.
Right.
You're
but
not getting The Exorcist.
But
Yeah.
we don't know what kind of, if that is the case, what kind of books. He could have been reading Mama's spicy romance novels for all we know. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, or it just clicked one day. One day there was a voice, a light bulb that went off in his head. Ding! Set the house on fire. Burn it down.
I am shocked that in all that time, not once did somebody come visit.
Right. Again, no grandparents, no aunts, no
Yeah.
uncles, none of that stuff.
Repairman.
Right. Well, I mean, a repairman, stuff like that, I can see not happening. Not everybody needs a repairman to come over and fix the hole in the wall or the fridge or whatever the case is.
A neighbor.
That's fair. Gas leak, cable hookup. What? I'm just saying, having even Gene Hackman and his wife, who were very recluse, had maintenance people. They were just told not to bother the house. So they had
Right.
people on the property.
Right. Even if the gas man comes over or the cable guy comes over, they probably just like, okay, I'm here to do a job. I'm here to install cable. I told you I'd be here between 8 to 8. I'm
Your
here.
kid screaming.
Yeah. Or maybe he's not. Who knows? You see this skinny kid, you may look at him and be like, damn, that kid needs to eat a cheeseburger. But don't think anything twice of it and go on about your business because you're just there to do your job.
Hold on, we've got something happening here.
Uh-oh.
My husband leaves Hershey chocolate syrup out of the fridge because he's done it his whole life. That goes in the fridge?
Well, yeah. I always put it in the fridge.
I put it in the fridge too.
Only time that it's not in the fridge is when it's fresh and brand new. You
Yeah.
haven't
You
opened,
haven't opened
you
the
haven't
seal.
broke the seal yet.
I don't put it in the fridge.
I think you're supposed to.
I mean, I don't know if that's true. We just
not sure.
we already just diffused the ketchup one. Right? And I think like Frank's is supposed to go in the fridge, but I don't put it in the fridge. People put maple syrup in the fridge. I don't put maple syrup in the fridge.
I don't
put maple
either.
syrup in the fridge. When it gets cold, you got to heat it up, or else it just doesn't come out the same. Same thing, kind of with chocolate syrup. But
Somebody's like, he's awfully well spoken for a kid that never went outside. I'm confident somebody's helping him. I'm confident he did not write that himself.
yes, Hershey's chocolate syrup should be refrigerated after opening, while it can be stored at room temperature for a few years while unopened.
So then what's that
Unopened.
mean?
While unopened.
While unopened, refrigeration is recommended to maintain quality and freshness for years
Yeah.
before being opened. We don't know how long the syrup has been on the shelf.
It just says for quality and freshness to refrigerate. It doesn't say that it's going to make you sick or anything. no.
After opening it, the syrup can be stored in the refrigerator for up to 6 months.
Yeah, no Hershey syrup is lasting that long in my house anyway, so it might last 5 days.
Hey, if you dig more into it, sorry to get away from this kid. I'm glad he escaped.
No, I'm good with this.
There's a lot of food that needs to be refrigerated that people don't refrigerate.
There's a lot of foods people refrigerate that don't need to, like
know.
tomatoes and apples.
Right.
Well, yeah, I agree. Like, why do people do that? I don't understand it because apples in the refrigerator drive me crazy because I feel like it ruins them.
It does for bananas, that's for damn sure.
Oh, yeah.
Damn lost a whole bunch of bananas because I was like, well, let's put them in the fridge and it'll keep them fresher longer. The next day, they're all brown, ready for banana bread.
Yeah.
Pickles. This says you shouldn't put pickles in the fridge.
Oh, man. If you get it out of the cooler section, like what is it, Vlasic or whatever?
Yeah.
That are in the cooler section, shouldn't they stay in the cooler section?
Yeah, I think so.
Peanut butter, ketchup, maple syrup, butter. Whoever leaves butter out, psychopath. Butter always goes in the fridge when you're done using
What
it.
about if it's in a dish? I leave it out. It's in a butter dish.
Still getting weird and creepy.
No, it ain't getting weird and creepy. It's getting soft. I don't like using hard butter on my toast.
So this is a great example. You keep butter on the counter
Yeah.
at room temperature,
Yeah.
a dairy product.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I know a lot
Yeah.
of people that do it. I just know, like real butter, not I can't believe it's not
Right.
butter.
No. Yeah.
You're supposed to keep it in the fridge.
I'm sure.
That's what it says right here. Though often found at room temperature, butter is best stored in the fridge to prevent it from becoming rancid and to maintain its spreadability.
You know what's interesting is that when I was little, my grandmother, I would find the butter sitting on the counter like that in the butter dish. And I said, isn't this supposed to be refrigerated? Because at my own house, we did that.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, it's cold enough in the house at night. It's fine. And I thought, well, you know what?
It ain't.
I keep a cold house at night too, so it's fine.
Not 32 degrees.
No, you're right.
Syrup.
Not 32, but hey, it's how I like it.
Maple syrup and other syrups should be refrigerated after opening to slow down the natural sugars from breaking down and to prevent mold growth.
Huh.
Tortillas.
Yeah,
especially
I do keep those.
fresh ones should be I've never put a tortilla in the fridge. Why? Because they get hard and crusty. Same way with bread. Bread I don't put in the fridge because it gets crusty.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. But yeah, put your tortillas in there to slow down their natural breakdown and prevent them from drying out. I feel it speeds up the drying process.
Yeah.
All right, mustard. Do you guys put mustard in the fridge?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Chocolate syrup we established. Maple syrup we established. Soy sauce.
Yes.
You put soy sauce in the fridge?
do. Not the packets that you get from places if you order out, but yes.
I only put soy in the fridge after it's been opened.
Yes.
If soy sauce is left out of the fridge, it will begin to lose its freshness.
It's not as soy as it used to be.
Corn on the cob.
I put corn on the cob in the fridge. It stays in the freezer, I guess, really. I don't know, because I get the frozen corn on the cob. I can't tell you the last time I went to the produce section and got corn on the cob, where you have to shuck it and get all the
Yeah.
silk out of there. It's been a while. But yeah, when I do that, when I do that, it goes in the fridge.
Yeah. The frozen kind, huh?
Yeah.
Lemons, oranges, and limes do not need to be put in the fridge.
I don't do that.
Well, I put my oranges in there yesterday. I guess I'll take them out. Maybe it's too late. Maybe you should just stay in
I
there.
kind of go with whatever they're doing at the market, right? So if I buy fruit and it's in a cold part of the produce section, it gets put in that spot.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So if I buy apples, but I like my apples cold.
right. Crisper that way.
I just
Feels
like them cold.
Yeah.
A room temperature apple doesn't do it for me.
What about a room temperature banana?
It's not a Friday without a room temperature banana,
Right.
But bananas are kept at room temperature.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. That was all over the place. We got our top 5 songs we're going to get to. Plus, we got tickets to Blink 182. We're going to give away news quickies when we come back.
You're listening to the Big
OKMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. News quickies are stories you may have missed in the news, but we cover them here and put a link on our Facebook page if you want more. Facebook.com/BMMS69.
It's time for News Quickies, world news, local news, and news that just makes you say, what the Now here's Corbin, Gimpy, and Lindsay with what's going on. News Quickies from the Big Man Morning Show on 97.5 KMOD.
Teen sentenced for fake bomb threat against cruise ship. So Joshua Darrell Lowe, he's 19 years old. He was sentenced to 8 months in prison on Monday for making a false bomb threat, forcing a Carnival cruise ship to check over 1,000 rooms on board after the ship had departed Miami back in January of last year. Lowe, who was living with his girlfriend and her family in Michigan, reported a bomb on the ship because he was sad they left him at home to watch their pets while they sailed to Jamaica. FBI agents traced an email address to Lowe, who was living with his girlfriend's family. Lowe admitted he sent the message because he was mad that the family went on the cruise while leaving him behind. Anyone making a bomb threat should expect to be taken at his word. Fortunately, this particular hoax did not result in physical injury. Carnival Cruise Lines received the phony tip in an email that warned, hey, I think someone might have a bomb on your Sunrise cruise ship. The cruise ship had just left Miami and was headed for Jamaica when the threat came in, and the ship's staff searched over 1,000 rooms after receiving the email. The U.S. Coast Guard and Jamaican authorities also got involved in escorting the ship to port. Lowe did reportedly apologize for his actions in a letter to the U.S. District Judge Paul Maloney, writing, "This is all my fault and I take full responsibility."
Okay, couple questions. I don't know why the headline says teen. This is an adult. I understand he's 19,
Right.
but he's an adult.
Right.
To say teen implies he's a child.
Right, 13 years to 17.
The second part I don't understand is, did the girlfriend go too?
Yes.
Because I couldn't read that. I didn't see that anywhere. So the girlfriend went and he was left at home. Yeah, you're not part of the family, bro.
Right.
Right.
Well, I live with you guys. I should be able
Is-
to go. No, we need a house. We need a pet sitter. You're going to stay back and watch the pets.
Is an email the most effective way to send a bomb threat?
Not that I would do that, but if I were going to, if I wanted to stop a cruise ship from leaving port, you got to, one, understand you'd only be delaying it.
Right.
There's no way a multi-billion-dollar company is not going to try and stay on schedule.
Right. They'll stop. It'll delay them for a little bit. They'll search the whole ship, maybe run the dogs past the passengers to see, bomb-sniffing dogs. But it's going to leave anyway.
I can't think of a time, and all the bomb, maybe we don't report it because they don't want to get it out, that a bomb threat has been successful in stopping anything.
Right.
Right.
It's only delayed. And here's the other part, dude. You're done in that relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, you ruined family vacation.
You're definitely never going again, and you lost your part-time job of being a dog sitter.
Yeah. If he was smart, he would have proposed. Or he could have said to the parents, like, hey, I want to propose to my girlfriend on this cruise
Even though
ship.
he really didn't want to, he just wanted to go on the cruise.
Exactly.
At the end of the cruise, he'll be like, "What, Tom? What happened? I thought you were going to propose. We waited all week for this magical moment,
Right.
and you didn't do nothing. Oh, then now you're definitely out of the relationship. Then,
He's got a vacation out of it.
yeah, right. Woman busted for beer cave defecation. Comes out of Pennsylvania, where an employee at the Royal Farms convenience store there in Hanover had to call police because some unknown woman went into the beer cave and took a crap the day before.
I'm so impressed by this.
Being able to go into a beer cave and take a crap?
You know how cold they are?
Oh, this feels good. Yeah.
I don't like being half naked
Right.
when it's cold.
Whew. That's a cool breeze on my butt. Yeah. So the police, they come out and they look at the security footage and they see this woman in an SUV. She pulls up. She goes straight to the beer cave. She pushes a case of alcohol, I'm assuming a case of beer that's on a shelf, back a little bit, drops her pants, takes crap on the shelf, gets up, pulls her pants off, and then leaves. Well, they did some investigating, as police do, and they found that the SUV came back to a 47-year-old woman named Crystal Goss, right? And a driver's license of Crystal matches the woman that took a crap in the surveillance video, right? So they track her down. They go to her house. They arrest her for several things. Open lewdness, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct that created a hazardous and physical offensive condition. The Royal Farms ended up losing $80 worth of merchandise in this crappy situation. And apparently, Miss Crystal Goss is the director of food and nutrition for the local school district.
I mean, when you got to go, you got to go.
Yes,
But-
there are bathrooms in a convenience store.
Sometimes they're out of commission.
Fair.
And usually convenience store beer caves are pretty small, short of it being a Buc-ee's or something like that. There's a Maverick by my house, and they have a beer cave, but it's not big. It's just a walk-in fridge.
Yeah.
It's not like some liquor stores where you go and you're like, damn,
Right, of course.
which I love to go into in August.
Yeah.
Right, when it's 112 outside.
Yes, when it's ridiculously hot outside. Homeless man wins $1 million on scratch-off ticket. This homeless man had been living on the streets in St. Louis Obispo, California. He's going to be $1 million richer thanks to a lottery ticket. An employee at the convenience store where the lucky ticket was sold said the man, a regular there, thought he'd struck it rich with a $100,000 win and had to be told the real amount. The same employee says he then drove the man to Fresno the next day to start the process of cashing in the ticket.
He's trying to get a chunk of that.
A California lottery spokesperson says it could take from a few weeks to a couple of months for the prize to be awarded. The man says he's going to buy a car and a house and invest, to which I say, no, you are not.
Right.
He's going to spend it on coke and booze and probably a few prostitutes.
No, I think if it's $1 million, you're going to get about $500,000. Where they live, the average home's $2 million. A car is how much, right?
Yeah.
You're not, even if you find, you're not going to get one with a house payment.
Right, no.
You want to get one to pay it off.
And you're probably thinking he might actually stay in that location, in that area.
He said Central Coast, California.
Yeah, I think once he gets into it and starts realizing how much it's going to cost and how much he really has, he'll end up moving. I like his ambition, though. Good.
Yeah.
He's homeless right now. Get a car, get a house, invest. That doesn't mean he's going to go to work, though. He's going to try to have his money work for him, and sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, it also could mean he might, though, too.
Right, absolutely. Good for him if it does work out. Fantastic. That's a from rags to riches story, man.
Yeah.
From what I read, I learned and didn't know this, it can take months for you to get your money. I thought it was in like, oh, got your driver's license, we verify it's you, fill out these forms, you'll have direct deposit 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
Right.
8 months?
Yeah, I mean, that sucks, but at least you got something to look forward to.
How you win the lottery, let's say you win $1 million, how fast do you expect it?
Within 5 to 7 business days.
I'd say within 30 days. There's a lot of paperwork that goes with it, and there's a lot of wheels that need to turn to go with it. 8 months, I think, is ridiculous, but I'd expect it within 30 days.
There's a lot of paperwork with buying a house, and you can do that in 7 days.
Exactly.
Wild. All right, we got to take a break. All these stories are on our Facebook page at facebook.com/BMMS69. Good morning. It's the Big Man Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Don't forget we got that toll-free number now. 833-460-KMOD. Let's see what Lindsay has for Balls to the Wall Sports.
The Dolphins are trying to move on from a veteran defensive back. That's according to General Manager Chris Greer, who told the media yesterday that the team is looking to deal Jalen Ramsey. The 7-time Pro Bowler has not requested a trade. Ramsey played all 17 games last season and had 11 pass breakups to go with a pair of interceptions. One of the NFL's most accomplished blindside protectors is hanging up his cleats and shoulder pads. Left tackle Tyrone Smith is signing a ceremonial deal with the Dallas Cowboys on Wednesday to announce his retirement. Smith spent a dozen seasons of his 13-year career with America's team. The team's first-round pick in 2011 was selected to 8 Pro Bowls during his career. He started all 171 career games he played and capped off his career with the New York Jets in 2024. Former NFL tight end Don Hasselbeck is dead at the age of 70. His son, Matt, announced his death on social media and said he died of a heart attack. Hasselbeck was drafted by the New England Patriots in 1977 and played for the Los Angeles Raiders, Minnesota Vikings, and the New York Giants before retiring in 1985. He won Super Bowl 18 with the Raiders. His sons, Matt and Tim, both played quarterback in the NFL. And the NBA play-in tournament is underway, and 2 teams have locked up their spot in the first round. The Orlando Magic down the Atlanta Hawks 120-95 to earn the 7th seed in the East. The Magic will now take on the reigning champion Boston Celtics in the first round. Elsewhere, the Golden State Warriors knocked off the Memphis Grizzlies 121-116 in San Francisco. The Warriors have clinched the 7th seed in the West and will face the Houston Rockets in the first round. The play-in tournament continues today with the Miami Heat visiting the Chicago Bulls and the Sacramento Kings playing host to the Dallas Mavericks in elimination games. And that's your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by the award-winning service of Groundworks Tulsa.
morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. Or toll free, 833-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then whatever you want to say to 82945. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. You just heard Lincoln Park there. You want to see them live with us on Monday, April 28th at the BOK Center? If so, then slip into our DMs on Instagram at 97.5 KMOD. To enter the contest, all you have to do is download the iHeartRadio app, all right? Make us your number one preset. After you do that, you take a screenshot of it with your phone and send us that picture in our DMs, all right? It's just that simple. You're entered to win those tickets to be in the suite with us at the show on the 28th. Good luck.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Well, good morning, Corbin. If you would like to see firefighters beat the hell out of police or vice versa for charity, we call it Smoking Guns. Smoking Guns 10's going down at the BOK Center on Saturday, April 26th. Get your tickets at bokcenter.com.
Lindsay, 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 Lindsey, Lindsay. 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 Lindsey. Lindsay.
Do you feel that?
You know, there's no shortage of research on sex. It's mostly related to dysfunctions, disorders, the risk factors, STDs. But there is a public health professor. Her name's Debbie Herbenick. She wanted to know one simple question. She asked around 3,000 people, what do you love most about sex with your partner? Simple question. What do you like about it? And what do you think most people would say? Number one answer.
Feels good.
The anticipation.
Yeah. Anticipation's good. I love the anticipation of sex. That would probably be one of my number one favorite things, the anticipation. And surprisingly, the number one answer is intimacy and closeness of sex. It's the most valued part of sex overall, the emotional connection.
Right, feeling connected.
Yeah. And the security that comes with it.
Like handcuffs?
Yeah, right. Respondents appreciate the feeling of being intertwined with their partner, both literally and emotionally. There have been times where I've felt so close and I'm so into that feeling where it has left me in tears, almost like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Thankfully, it's been with my husband, that's happened where you just feel so close. And I've almost felt embarrassed by it. It's like, don't be embarrassed. It's a good thing. But the second thing that people love most about sex with their partner is specific sexual acts. Trying new things.
No kidding.
Yes. For nearly 900 people, it's certain physical acts. Kissing, cuddling, foreplay. Others enjoy a variety of changing things up, trying new positions, buying new toys, and going to the store shopping for them together. Okay. Number 3 on their list, the pleasure. Yeah, of course. The fact that sex makes them feel good is the best part. For close to 400 people that were asked, they love the excitement, the gratification, the physical pleasure that sex with their partner gives them. Of course. Number 4 is love and care. More than 300 people in the study say their favorite part is that sex lets them express love in a tangible, physical way. Many of them say sex helps them strengthen their bond with their partner. It deepens their emotional connection, helping them feel both appreciated and desired. 2 is making their partner feel good. They like to see their partner's response to affection. They like to find out what their needs and preferences are, making them feel good. And then finally, only 230 people of the 3,000 people in this study say that their favorite part of sex is the big O at the end.
Being done.
Yes, being done. Run into the kitchen for a sandwich afterwards. Yeah. I mean, I guess sometimes you just need it for the orgasm.
Right.
I gotta go to sleep. I just need the big O just so I can fall asleep. Or
Well, yeah, it releases endorphins and,
relieve stress.
relieves stress and, yes, exerts energy to, maybe wind you down a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't need it anything else but just that. So it also it took me kind of down a rabbit hole. There was an article of things that we thought about sex growing up in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
And some old myths about sex. And one was that the bottle would eventually land on the person of your dreams. If you ever played Spin the Bottle in the 90s, I've been there. You guys ever played Spin the Bottle?
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I never thought that would be the person of my dreams.
Well, or a crush. If I play, surely it'll land on.
No, I never thought that.
Oh, I did.
No, because
Maybe
I
it was just
understood how it
hopeful.
worked.
That the first time you would be a romantic romp under dreamy white sheets. Like they had it in the movies or in magazines.
Right, fantasies.
Yes, yes. That you never wanted to do it the 9 Inch Nails way.
Well, they literally have a position named after that.
Right? Yeah. That sex was some epic event that joined two souls. I mean, I always kind of thought that for sure, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That you should scratch your nails down someone's back.
Some people like it, some people don't.
Yeah. I mean, you see it in the movies, and it looks so passionate, and that's how you're supposed to do it.
I don't think it looks
like,
passionate. I think it looks crazy.
a little bit.
I'm not dogging it. I'm
Right.
just saying that, like, that is a, it's not a day that ends in Y in sex. Like,
Right.
that is a unique event. Mm-hmm. Like, it happens maybe because you both worked up for that day.
Sure.
Not every time you have. If you had sex every time and someone scratches your back like that,
Like, ow. Or
I don't want to go into a thorn bush.
Right. Or some considered it a revenge thing.
I don't know how that works.
If it was a mistress, you scratch your nails
Well,
so then they get caught.
Well, I mean, wouldn't be revenge. That'd be plotting and
Yes.
marking your territory.
Yeah. That you would be the one who got the really romantic losing virginity story.
Right. You go to prom and got a hotel, and, it was fantastic.
Right. No, not so much.
I mean, in terms of like cliches with sex, I think I thought I would have sex at prom.
I think that's what everybody,
Yeah.
at least every guy hopes for anyway. 'Cause
Yeah.
That is the cliche, for sure.
And you see it in movies, for sure.
Right. They had a whole
Yeah.
movie about it. What is that, Blockers with John Cena? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
He has to do butt chugging.
Didn't you take your family to that? Wasn't that a family movie day?
No, we watched it at the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. And this didn't happen, but I remember thinking that marriage meant being able to have sex with my partner whenever I wanted to have it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But it's wrong because now it's like, okay, is it on the schedule? Can we schedule for it? Right?
I think it. I thought that too, but then I learned that diarrhea is a thing.
Right. That
People get
happens.
tum-tum issues.
Exactly.
No, Gimpy?
I mean, for some people, it wouldn't slow them down. I'm just saying, Not me, but I'm just saying for some people, it's like, whatever.
I mean, I guess I look at it as like if my partner's having diarrhea and they're like, I have diarrhea, I'd be like, okay.
Right.
That
Some other time.
sounds like
then.
you're saying you're not into it.
Can you hold on for just 5 minutes?
Beg, okay. I know you're uncomfortable with the bubble guts, but come on, please.
Here's some Pepto. Go lay down. I'll be there in a minute.
No, because even if we could, we're not feeling sexy. And we're not going to perform
So you've
well
always
for
felt
you.
sexy when you've had sex?
I mean, I try to.
That's not what I
Yeah, but-
asked.
To a certain degree, yeah. Yeah. This text here says, if my spouse and I talk about having sex later in the day, it never happens.
Right. You get all,
No, but
work it all up.
Right,
All
right.
the things I'm going to do to you later. Oh, man, it'll make a sailor blessed with shame.
Yeah.
you
Right.
know? And then you get down to it, it's like, so about that sailor job you were talking about. Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't have eaten those tacos for lunch.
Anytime my wife says something, I'm like, settle down, big talker.
But it is fun to talk all that up, even if it doesn't happen
I
in
agree.
the moment. It is fun to do that sort of thing and to banter back and forth like it.
For sure. And that's part of the best part about it.
Right, the anticipation, the working up.
Yes.
It is a huge disappointment though when
It
it doesn't
is a
happen.
big letdown.
You're like, God damn it, I was hoping you'd do that thing with the thing and the thing. And no, not getting nothing.
Yes. Ugh, the big workup. The losing the virginity story, like everyone thought it was going to be, the best way. Mine was, if I always said that if I could take mine back, I would, because I felt like the person that I lost my virginity to wasn't deserving, and then found out that pretty much a lot of girls that I went to school with lost their virginity to that same person.
Player.
Yes.
I'm just being honest. I have never had any conversation with anyone about when I lost my virginity other than the person I lost my virginity to.
I didn't even have a conversation with that person. Be honest with you.
I mean, like after the fact.
Yeah, not even that.
I just don't think that's a guy thing.
Yeah. In the 90s, we thought that sex felt like a sneeze, only better.
Well, they say that a sneeze is 1/10 of an orgasm. So if you sneeze 10 times in a row, you might want to go change your pants.
Right?
That's just nasty.
No kidding. And don't hold in a sneeze.
No. Don't hold anything in it. That stuff builds up. It's not good.
Right. But I was pretty shocked about the orgasm being the last on the list, because the end goal. It's an important part, but it's not the only indicator of satisfaction. Most important part of sex for you, what is it? I'll put the question up on our Instagram. Follow us, the Big Mad Morning Show, on our Instagram page.
Lindsay, 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 Lindsey, Lindsay, Lindsay.
Good morning. It's the Big Man Morning Show. Toll free 833-460-KMOD is the phone number. 833-460-KMOD. And it is time to play a game. Tickets are on the deck here for Blink 182. We'll be at the Walmart Amphitheater in Rogers on September 24th. Get your tickets, amptickets.com, and we're going to play Pick the Flick. Current record is...
Well, I am leading with 6, and Lindsay has 5, and you have 1.
Last week's winner.
That'd be me.
So it's going to be Corbin and Lindsay at 918-460-KMOD. 918-460-KMOD. Call up, decide who's going to be your clue giver. Whoever gets the most right is going to win those tickets to see Blink 182. Toll free, 833-460-KMOD. Let's go to the phones here. Good morning, you're on the air. What is your name?
Colton.
I'm sorry, what is your name?
Colton.
Colton, how are you today?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. Who would you like to give clues, Lindsay or Corbin?
Corbin.
Colton, 60 seconds are on the clock. Timer starts after the first clue. Here we go. This has Reese Witherspoon, and she is an attorney.
Legally Blonde.
Correct. This is Bill. Man, it's the day in February. I said day.
Valentine's Day.
I said day. I messed up. Pass. This is a spy movie about somebody who is embedded, waiting for this moment to come forward as a spy. It's an Asian.
The Manchurian Candidate?
Correct. Yes. Robin Williams dresses up as a woman.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Correct. This is an animated movie. Nicolas Cage is the main voice of the dad cave people. Double
The
pointer.
Croods.
Correct. This is a James Cameron movie about blue people.
Avatar.
Correct. This is a double pointer. Chris Rock questioning God. Alanis Morissette plays God.
Dogma.
Correct. Double pointer time. We got 8. Colton. Excellent job. Hang on the line, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. You're on the air. What is your name?
Brian.
Brian, you've got to beat 8 with Lindsay. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Alicia Silverstone, like Gag Me with a Silver Spoon. She has a best. She plays Cher. Her name is Cher in this movie. She's a high school student, entitled Brat. If you don't, if you don't know the answer, you don't have a guess. You are
Clueless.
yes. This is a Greek god, and in the Nutty Professor, they're sitting around the table.
Hercules.
Yes. This is when you hold this against someone, you don't get over it. You have
Grudge.
yes. A double pointer. It's a female. She was a detective. It was a television show. Last name is the
Veronica
same.
Mars.
Yes. This is Woody Harrelson, I believe, and he's killing those brain-eating things. Sounds
Zombieland.
like yes. And this is Mark Wahlberg, and he's got the big penis, and it shows, and it's a porn star movie.
Boogie Nights.
Yes, and this is about the captain of the airplane that landed on the Hudson.
Scully.
Oh.
No, my God.
Sully.
Yeah, time is up, man. If you would have said Sully the first time, you would have got it, but you said Scully, and then time ran out. I'm sorry. You did not win, brother.
Sorry, you're such a loser.
All right, see
Is
you
that
later.
the one with the
guys.
pass?
All right, see ya. Colton, congratulations. You're getting those tickets to see Blink 182 in Rogers, Arkansas at the Walmart Amphitheater.
Let's go. You had me sweating that one.
I know. I was pretty happy with the number we got, but then they came out pretty strong. So congratulations.
Appreciate it, y'all. Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy. Yes, one more would have made it a tie. If you would have gotten that, then the pass would have made you win. So the one I ended on, Lindsay.
All right. Yeah, this is a tough one because Ben Stiller, He gets dumped, finds a cute blonde, and decides to marry her. And then he's like, what the hell did I do? He made a mistake. He didn't really know her. And while he's on his honeymoon, he falls in love with someone else.
I always forget who's in that movie. I think of an old movie with like Corey Haim in it or something like that. That's Lucas, if I'm not mistaken, but that's what I think of.
Yeah.
So
Love.
yeah, Heartbreak Kid, and then the one that I accidentally said the word day.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
February. Kind of like deja vu. Groundhog Day. They see their shadow, or they don't. We may or may not have more winter.
Yes, Groundhog Day. And yeah, he got Sully. He said Scully. I think someone was helping him.
I think you're right.
It sounded like someone was feeding him the answer, but doesn't matter. He didn't say Sully in time and got Scully instead. So close. All right, the record now.
Well, that keeps me in the lead with 6, keeps Lindsay with 5, but moves you to 2.
All right, we'll take a break and we'll be back. show, 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Coming up, top 5 songs, top 5 secular songs that mention Jesus will happen at 9. Right now, though, we got to see what's in Gippy's 4x4.
Al Corbin says here that the NAACP sues Education Department over efforts to end DEI. The federal suit argues that the government's moves are discriminatory and unconstitutional and have a chilling impact on efforts to make sure black students are given equal educational opportunities. The suit filed yesterday mentions schools like Brown and Harvard universities, which have seen federal funding freezes over DEI initiatives and other policies. The NAACP claims the Department of Education is making policies based on factual inaccuracies and misinterpretations of civil rights laws. It says here that United Airlines to cut domestic flights this summer. The Chicago-based carrier expects to trim domestic capacity by about 4% starting in the third quarter. For the first quarter, United posted a $387 million profit while projecting strong demand for premium cabin bookings and international travel.
How much was their profit?
$387 million.
Yeah. I don't know how they're keeping the lights on over there.
For the first quarter, exactly. It's tough being a major airline nowadays.
They promised their shareholders. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yep. What else we got here? NASA is asking the public to help with mascot for Artemis 2. Space Shuttle McSpace Shuttle face. NASA's
not going to end well.
It is not going to end well. NASA's looking for a mascot design to represent a crewed mission to the moon. Artemis 2 travels to the moon next year with human beings on board for the first time since the 70s. The uncrewed Artemis 1 mission in 2022 held a plush Snoopy as the zero-gravity indicator inside the Orion capsule. NASA wants to do something similar for next year's mission and wants the public to design its mascot. The winning design has a chance to win a cash prize of over $1,200. $1,200 is a lot.
Yeah, I think so.
For a drawing. But again, when you're asking the internet for help, it is not going to end well. That's how you end up with a bunch of rockets that look like wieners.
I don't understand why we need a mascot.
Why wouldn't everything needs a mascot?
No,
Right.
not everything.
Yeah.
No, maybe a few things.
Sports teams,
Yeah.
for sure.
Sports teams.
Not everything.
Fast food restaurants,
No,
for sure.
no,
Schools.
no, no. I
And
don't.
apparently NASA.
Does a school need a mascot if they don't have a sports team?
I guess not,
Do
but I
they
don't.
have other competing activities like band or choir, something like that?
Yeah.
Then yes.
Okay.
I think having a mascot at a school is important. It creates a sense of community. Nobody's like, let's go cheer on the Waukesha School District.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the singing bumblebees or whatever
Yes.
the hell it is. Give it up for your singing beavers. Woo! Hey, lastly here, a nationally recognized addiction treatment provider opens up an outpatient center here in Tulsa. Valley Hope Addiction Treatment and Recovery, a nationally renowned addiction treatment provider, announced the opening of its new outpatient treatment center here in Tulsa. The Tulsa Outpatient Center is located at 91st Memorial. It will expand treatment capacity and help better address Tulsa's addiction epidemic. The facility will provide a full range of outpatient addiction treatment services, including intensive outpatient therapy, individual and group counseling, recovery support programs, and continuing care options.
See what Lindsay has for Balls to the Wall Sports.
Former Cal running back Jaden Ott announced his transfer to Oklahoma on Tuesday. Ott entered the transfer portal on Monday after 3 seasons with the Golden Bears. He rushed for 385 yards and 4 touchdowns in 10 games. Welcome, Jaden, to OU. So Bill Belichick and his little girlfriend Jordan Hudson are taking a page out of Taylor Swift's playbook. After the couple made headlines in March for Belichick's request that his girlfriend be looped in all of his work emails, Hudson, who's 24, appears to be helping Belichick, who's 72, reclaim the trademarks to various phrases coined by the iconic football coach that are currently owned by Robert Kraft and the New England Patriots. On April 3rd, Trouble Club Enterprises, which Hudson is the CEO and founder of, according to her LinkedIn profile, filed for 14 trademarks with the Federal Trademark Office, according to documents obtained and reviewed by People magazine. Among the trademarks Hudson and Belichick want TCE to own are several phrases like "do your job" and "ignore the noise," which are currently trademarked by the New England Patriots. Hudson and Belichick have instead listed them with Bill's version at the end, much like how Taylor Swift released re-recorded versions of her discography.
What's the difference? I don't understand.
It will say Bill's version at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Currently, the Patriots own the trademarks to both of the previously mentioned phrases per the Federal Trademark Office, as well as "no days off," which Hudson and Belichick are trademarking as "no days off Bill's version."
Okay.
She is an interesting person. I'm not sure if she's smart or coy.
Yeah.
She lists herself apparently as the CEO of Belichick Productions, which doesn't exist.
Right.
So I don't know. And there's a video circulating. They had their spring game, and she's like going up and talking to him and you're like, what is happening?
She's goddamn Yoko Ono for this team, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Trying to butt her way
very
in.
it's very weird, and I don't want to sit here and go, she doesn't know what she's talking about. You can be of that age and be a very attractive person and be really intelligent.
Absolutely, 100%.
I don't know what her football mind is, though.
Right.
I don't know if she's got a lot of experience in football. I'm not saying you have to necessarily play to have experience, but you unless you're, the little girl from radio.
Right. Coach's daughter.
Or, I'm sorry, Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans, yeah.
Even then, I don't know.
Yeah.
This something ain't right here.
She should just sit over there and look pretty.
It almost is like he's not into it and she really is.
She wants to prove to him her value.
Right.
What she brings to the table.
I don't
for
think
the
so.
relationship.
She don't want to lose that gravy train.
Right.
I don't, but that makes no sense either because it feels like she's smothering.
Right. Well, listen, the road to hell was paved with good intentions. And
I understand
think
it's
she's really
a great cliche,
Yeah.
but like that's not what she's doing. That is not what it looks like. That does not bode, it doesn't track with what we know Bill Belichick to be like. It more feels like she's pushing an agenda, like maybe she pushed him into being the coach.
Maybe so.
To do this, and like, hey, I'll do all these things. It just doesn't feel what we know and expect from Bill Belichick. I don't know if this experiment's going to end well in North Carolina. It's the thing that's interesting about someone like Belichick or Saban, Pete Carroll, is their message is very clear. They've run a very tight ship. This doesn't feel like that. Who do you answer? Who do you talk to? Him? Her?
Right.
Saban, the old Belichick, Pete Carroll, you saw those coaches. You knew who was in charge. There was no question. There was no distraction. What was it? The noise?
Yes.
She's the noise.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like a Belichick experience.
And she needs to be CC'd on all of his emails.
I don't think that's a big to-do. At that level, it is possible every coach has a filter. Just because they're it's the girlfriend, we're like, what?
The case against the man accused of driving drunk and killing NHL star Johnny Gaudreau and his brother is moving forward. Sean Higgins was indicted by a grand jury for the crash that killed the Gaudreau brothers as they rode their bikes alongside a New Jersey roadway in August of last year. On Tuesday, Higgins' attorneys asked that the indictment be thrown out, claiming their client is being treated unfairly because of Gaudreau's celebrity status as a Columbus Blue Jacket star. The judge denied that request.
Who are these people?
NHL stars that were killed. Yeah.
Got it.
The Reds are getting major reinforcements. The team activated infielder Matt McLean, closer Alex Diaz and outfielder Austin Hayes from the injured list on Tuesday. McLean started the year 1 for 12 before getting shut down with a hamstring injury. Diaz dealt with the same issue while Hayes was nursing a calf strain. Both players went down during spring training. And the Savannah Bananas have hit the big time with their exhibition brand of Harlem Globetrotters-esque baseball antics. And their show is hitting the road this summer. Since most fans aren't going to get the chance to see them play live in person, ESPN has agreed to televise 10 of their 25 MLB Stadium games this summer, including stops at Fenway Park and Camden Yards.
I don't know why it took them so long to get the TV deal.
Because you see them on TikTok, they do videos all the time. They're all over there.
Sure, a lot of people do, but
Yeah.
there's such a demand for these tickets that I didn't know what I'm not clear why there wasn't local. Now I'm curious to what the broadcast is going to be like.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a serious broadcast, or is it going to be the fun atmosphere that we've experienced or been told that exists with those games?
Oh, I'm sure it will be just like what you get when you see it live.
I don't know. I don't know if that translates. I don't know if it translates to have the announcer go a yuckity yuckity yuck yuck and letting the players do that type of thing. Oh, here he goes. He's being crazy. That's like, can you imagine hearing the commentary of a Harlem Globetrotters basketball game?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
No, it would not.
It's probably going to be.
Oh, he's going to throw water on him. Oh, here he goes.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
No.
It's going to be like that, like Wipeout, like the show Wipeout. The commentary on that.
It'll be interesting.
That's your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by the award-winning service of Groundworks Tulsa. More of the Big Man Morning Show is next.
Let's rock. More of the Big Man.
morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. We want to pay your bills. Listen for your nationwide keyword. You may have just heard one. You've got 12 more chances to win $1,000 when you rock the bank up until 8 o'clock tonight exactly. Your next chance to win happens at 9 o'clock this morning from Tulsa's Cast Station, 97.5 KMOD. When you hear it, enter that word online at KMOD.com.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Oh, good morning, Corbin. You want to go see Lincoln Park? They're going to be at the BOK Center on Monday, April 28th. They're bringing grandson with them. Be a good time. Get your tickets at bokcenter.com.
Let's do a little fill-in-the-blank news. I'll read part of a headline. You've got to guess what the blank part should be. Zoo blank react to SoCal earthquake. Zoo blank react to SoCal earthquake. What animal? I'll help you. What animal do you think reacted?
Elephants?
Giraffes, monkeys, alligators,
Just name all of them.
cougars. I've got to fill at least 15 seconds.
I mean, how?
Meerkats, lions, tigers, bears. Oh, my.
Who would they affect the most?
Well, all of them. That's a natural occurring
Sure,
phenomenon.
but like lemurs are in the trees for the most part.
The trees
so-
still shake when the earthquake.
The San Diego Zoo, U2, has released video showing a group of 5 elephants forming an alert circle during the 5.2 earthquake on Monday. The elephants at the safari park location near Escondido formed the circle designed to protect the herd and younger elephants during the shaking. The zoo says all 5 elephants are safe and back to their regular routines. It's pretty cool to see it happen when you see the video as they back up and they're surrounding the president. It's like the funniest little. They're like, hey.
They don't know
Yeah.
what the hell's going on. They just know they got to protect their babies.
Isn't that crazy that they do that?
Yeah.
Students at South Milwaukee High School required to blank at prom. Students at South Milwaukee High School required to blank at prom.
Dance.
Take a breathalyzer test.
You must dance. There will be no sitting against the wall, you lonely wallflowers. Get out there and dance, nerd.
Or not dance.
All right. Required to not stand there.
Yeah.
Keep the space between you. Space for the Holy Ghost.
Hey, separator, I'll get the hose.
Students from South Milwaukee High School will be required to take a breathalyzer test if they want to get into prom. A prom letter on the school's website states when students arrive to prom, they will go through a weapons detection, have their belongings searched, and be breathalyzed.
Damn.
Some students are turned off by these rules and will not attend, while others are not bothered by these rules. If you get your bag searched and have to go through a weapons check at school,
Yeah,
it only makes sense for it to happen at a school event.
absolutely.
Right. But do these kids are they subjected to that at school? Or is it just because it's prom and it's, people go crazy?
Like, do they already do it at school?
Right.
Yeah, I don't
right.
know.
Yeah, if they do not, I agree with you. If it's already happening at school, yes, you should be doing that at school functions. But if it's not, and it's just because it's prom, I get it. A little strange, though.
I think you're going to see more and more requirements like weapons checks to go into places.
Right. That's
I
what
think you just are.
Yeah, when you lead in school shootings, of course.
I think there's just an idea that you want safety there.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you create that illusion? You do that.
Yeah.
And breathalyzed, I got breathalyzed at a prom.
Did you?
Yeah, I was. I've told this story on the air. I was the girl I was dating. I came back from college because she was a senior and went to prom, and they wanted to drink before, and I was like, I ain't drinking. And we went to the college in town because they had friends there too, and we went there and drank, and then I drove everybody to the prom, and they were all drunk, but they wanted to breathalyze me, like targeted me out.
Right, because you're the old one.
Yes, and I was like, I'm not doing it. They're like, you can't come in then. And I went, okay. And her dad was a chaperone at the door.
Oh, damn.
And he was like, why aren't you just going to do it? I'm like, because that's not right. Because I'm not a student here.
All the more reason for you to be breathalyzed, old timer.
And then they wouldn't let me drive away. I had to call my dad to come get me.
That's fun.
Yes.
Was your dad like, just take the damn test?
No, my dad
Oh.
doesn't care. Well, I'm sorry, didn't. A proposal has been made to shorten island of Hawaii to blank. A proposal has been made to shorten island of Hawaii to blank.
Hi.
Abbreviation.
Isn't isn't the abbreviation for Hawaii HI anyway? Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Where are you going?
I
You
like
going to
it.
high for vacation? I'm gonna go get high and high. It's either that or ha.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Ha.
The island of Hawaii may be shortened to Hawaii, which you all just learned was actually not what it was called. The Hawaii Board on Geographic Names is currently What else do they have to do?
Nothing. They're on an
Cancer.
island.
The Hawaii Board on Geographic Names is currently reviewing a proposal. Board Chair Marquise Marzin says the island of Hawaii is the only island that includes island of in its name, and the board feels the true name of Hawaii would be the most appropriate name. He noted the island of was added to distinguish the island from the state, something he says the board no longer considers necessary. The board will vote during its June meeting, and if approved, will go forward to the U.S. Board on Geographic Names. If it's approved by the National Board, the name change will likely won't take effect until 2026 at the earliest. Hold on. There's Hawaii and island of Hawaii?
See that I didn't know. And
That's what he just said.
Aren't all the islands, because it's a cluster of islands.
Right.
So aren't they all like the island of Oahu?
He noted the island of was added to distinguish the island from the state. So is that like Kansas City, Kansas?
Right. Yeah.
Arkansas City, Arkansas?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm reading this next story for just one reason. Blank gone wild in San Bernardino. Blank gone wild in San Bernardino.
Girls Gone Wild.
Such a terrible video series.
I mean, it made him rich
And a criminal.
and a criminal. That's correct.
Blank gone wild in San Bernardino. Fires.
Yeah.
I mean, what else we got? here?
Karens.
Right. Elephants.
Yeah.
Wild donkeys are a real problem in San Bernardino. When the gold rush was on a century ago, burros were important pack mules for miners. When miners left, they left the burros to their own devices. Today, they are a hazard. Scores of them gather, blocking roads and destroying private property. The LA Times reports the county has contracted with a local nonprofit to address the overpopulation problem. Donkeyland
Is a movie that Lindsay will be promoting at 9 o'clock.
will help sterilize and relocate the animals to its Donkeyland Sanctuary. They have 2,000 acres where the donkeys can roam free.
Well, that's fun.
Which it is. Donkeyland is a real place. If you'd ever like to go visit there or donate money to help them out, because you know what's fun? Going to watch donkeys.
You damn straight. When I went to the Grand Canyon, we went to what was it, Oatman, Arizona, I believe, and they have wild donkeys there just roaming the streets. And they say you shouldn't feed them your own carrots. We did anyway because they want you to buy their food and sell to them because it's better for them or whatever.
Yeah, because no carrot's the same, right?
I think it's to ensure that they're getting the right thing.
Yeah, sure, whatever. But it's still
Conspiracy.
cool to go and hang out with the donkeys just roaming around town.
Roaming around is different than paying to get in to watch them.
Yeah.
To each is their own.
Moving on to a band. Blank are making a movie confirmed at Coachella. Blank are making a movie confirmed at Coachella.
Metallica.
They've already made a movie.
That's true. Black Sabbath.
Blink 182. Alien Ant Farm. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oasis.
Oasis. Yeah.
Santana.
Who's playing at Coachella?
I
That's
have no
movie
idea.
worthy.
I have no idea.
Weezer frontman Rivers Cuomo confirmed at Coachella that a Weezer movie is in production. The band is working on that project in Los Angeles. The movie, tentatively titled Weezer Security Threat, is said to be a mix of a band documentary and an action film. Filming in downtown LA will include simulated bullet effects and smoke. Weezer will also be performing at the Downtown Festival in UK. Sorry, the Download Festival in the UK this summer.
Is that the band whose wife just got arrested for firing at officers?
It was
Yes.
shot by an officer.
Yeah, shot by an officer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blank couldn't care less about your opinion of his band's music. We're not making music by committee. Blank couldn't care less about your opinion of his band's music. Quote, we're not making art by committee.
Sounds like something D. Snyder would say. He
Yep.
seems to be like just an angry old man all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, but I guess if your
100%.
only hit song is "We're Not Gonna Take It," hell, what do you expect? But I mean,
Or Axl Rose, maybe.
could be.
He's angry.
He is.
Avenged Sevenfold's latest album, Life is But a Dream, is a bold and experimental exploration of existential themes. Produced over 4 years in Los Angeles, M. Shadows discussed the band's approach to fan feedback, emphasizing the importance of artistic integrity over external opinions. Guitarist Sinister Gates acknowledged the polarized reactions to the album, comparing it to transformative works by other artists. The band's departure from their traditional sound has sparked debate, with Shadows highlighting the album's unconventional approach to songwriting and musical boundaries. Despite mixed reviews, Life is But a Dream debuted number 13 on the Billboard 200 chart. I have not listened to the whole album, so I have no idea how different it is. But I'm gonna go check it out because
Right.
I want to know how different is it.
Right.
Or are these just purists being like, it's not as the best as the first album?
Probably the latter half.
This might be the funniest headline I'm going to read. Blank to release Access All Areas Live 8 CD box set. Blank to release Access All Areas Live 8 CD box set.
Motley Crue.
All areas live.
An 8 CD box set. That's, for one, CDs still being made is weird, but okay. I guess if you're a collector,
Yeah.
let's see here.
Funny
Smashing
because
Pumpkins.
8 CD
eight-
box set.
yeah.
That's ridiculous, as Gimpy pointed out. And the band, it tracks. Whitesnake is set to release an 8 CD live box set titled Access All Areas Live on April 25th, featuring concert performances from 2004 to 2015. The box set includes 6 live shows with hits like This Love and Here I Go Again. The set ends with the Purple Tour Live, featuring songs from David Coverdale's Deep Purple career. The box set includes 88 remastered songs, a 60-page book, and a new essay based on interviews with Coverdale. Huh?
Away.
Do you have a CD player, Lindsay?
No, I don't think so.
Gimpy, do you have a CD player?
Technically, yes. Technically, I have 2 of them. PlayStations,
Oh, then yeah. Okay.
you know. But if it's a dedicated, this is just strictly for compact discs and nothing else, then the answer is no.
No, our PlayStation is digital only. It doesn't even have a disc player in it. But I do have a DVD player somewhere in the house. Somewhere.
So that
Yeah, that
would-
doesn't count.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. We're talking about like you can put something in it and play it.
Right, right.
I don't have one. If somebody gave me a CD to play, I'd be like, I'd try to find a computer to put it in, to be honest.
Right. And then it has to be like one of these at work, you know, because our laptops don't have
Right.
CD-ROMs in them.
Yeah, and many of the new computers are just little workstations. Just,
Exactly. You have to go to a pawn shop. Oh God, just to listen to some band's demo.
dude, I'm not buying a CD player. There'd be no way.
Right.
I would ask around and buy. That's the lucky thing. Like if I could go down a rabbit hole. I was cleaning out a closet and I found DATs. Do you know what DATs are?
No idea.
So it was a way to record and keep stuff. It's digital tape, essentially. And it was a way, think of like reel-to-reels and stuff, except this was, they're DATs. They're like the size of a matchbook.
Okay.
And I must have 100 with stuff on it, and I don't know where there's a DAT machine. On top of that, I have mini discs.
I have got a couple of those.
With stuff on it, too, from my career.
Right.
And I don't know how I could play that. There was a time where you could buy music on mini disc.
Yeah.
And you would have a personal mini disc player.
We had a mini disc player here in the studio. It was back at the old station, though.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go back and listen to some old stuff, right, of mine. And I got it stuck in there. Had to have Clark, the engineer, hey, I know I'm never going to use this, but can you fix it and pull it out for me? And can I get my mini disc back, please?
Disc. Mick Jagger blanked for second time. Mick Jagger blanked for second time.
Good for him. At that age, blanking anytime is okay.
Hospitalized?
Right. Passed out. Got another day older. Mick Jagger blanked for the second time. Are you sure it's blanked and not blinked? Finally, so much cocaine wearing off. I blinked for the second time.
Mick Jagger is engaged to his partner, Melanie Harmick. The 81-year-old Rolling Stone frontman proposed 2 or 3 years ago, but Harmick just recently confirmed their engagement in an interview. The 37-year-old revealed that they don't have any set plans for a wedding. They should. Adding, we are so happy in our current life that we would be too afraid to change anything. Jagger and Harmick have been together since 2014 and share a son, Devarius, who was born in 2016.
So they are having sex.
They had sex.
Yeah.
They had sex. That's not the same as having sex.
Right, at least one time. They did it at least once. Wow.
I had to look because I thought he'd been married a bunch. This is only his second marriage.
Yeah, good for him.
I'm sorry. He's only been married once.
Yeah.
Been with a million bitches.
Whatever, man.
Mm-hmm.
When you're that guy, why not?
For sure. And if you could bag a 37-year-old.
Yeah, how old is he?
Ballerina, 81.
She's doing the work when it comes to the business, right?
I don't know. I know some 81-year-olds that are quite spry. He's not exactly Dick Van Dyke.
True
Right.
statement. A true statement.
And even Dick Van Dyke's pretty spry.
He was that one time. I don't know. He hasn't been seen in a while, so I'm afraid he'd, I don't know, throw a hip out or something.
Bon Jovi plots comeback concert, but blank. Bon Jovi plots comeback concert, but blank.
Nobody else wants to. Nobody else wants them.
No, I think I saw this that people are pissed because it's going to be way, 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 way too expensive to see him. I think that his ticket prices are like sky high, outrageous, like just insane.
Well, he doesn't set the ticket prices, does he?
I mean,
Bon Jovi has announced a rare live appearance at a 3-day event in Nashville. Tickets start at $1,750.
Damn.
And include
sorry, go ahead.
include an intimate private performance, a party with a party at John Bon Jovi's venue, a signed photo, laminate, lanyard, and a special gift. The band has been unable to tour since John Bon Jovi's vocal surgery in 2022, but he expressed a desire to tour in the future. Their last album, Forever, was released in June of 2024. There is not an artist on this planet that I would pay $1,750 per person for.
That's a lot.
We enjoy Taylor Swift. I was hell no on that. There is not an artist I would pay. I don't even know if I would pay $500 to see anybody.
It depends if you're getting an experience, but it sounds like this. I mean, you get a party at the venue. Do you get to rub elbows with JB himself.
That's the thing. Like, you get an experience. It'll be an experience either way. It might be like, I can't believe I paid this much experience, but it'll be experience either way. For me, I just know I know the gimmick.
Right.
I don't care about a lanyard. I don't care about a signed photo that I wasn't present for that got signed. I don't care about a laminate. And you're not going to trick me with some special gift. If you can't tell me what it is, you don't know what it is.
Right. But that's because you're jaded by the industry. For the people that
Or
are
aware.
not, though.
Or aware.
Either way, awareness, jadedness, it's the same thing. You just said it yourself. You know the gimmick, so therefore you are like, no way. But for the people that aren't jaded by the industry or aware, as you put it, that's exciting for them. They want that lanyard. They want that autograph picture that they were not there for to be signed. They want to be at the party. They want all that stuff.
And it's not going to be a party, more likely than not, that he's going to be at.
Right.
It's like right now in Vegas, there's this thing happening called the Mr. Beast Experience. I don't know if you've seen this online. It's some really crazy videos. People bought the packages thinking this was a Mr. Beast event. Nope. It's not what it's appearing to be.
Oh.
It appears that somebody just bought a thing and fans of Mr. Beast bought into it, paid, went there. Dude, there's nothing happening.
Wow. Everybody's getting fire festivaled, man.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. By the way, you want to have fun? Go down the rabbit hole of Billy McFarland and his Fire Festival posts on TikTok because he is like, how you don't know this is a gimmick. It's beyond me.
Yeah, there's absolute no proof of anything.
Well, and he constantly does these videos like, it's going to be great if you want to go hiking with a Super Bowl champion and parasailing with a World Baseball World Series. Like, huh? Dude, ain't happening. Last one. Harry Potter blank confirms cast. Harry Potter blank confirms cast.
A revival?
Okay.
Or is this a prequel? Oh, a prequel?
Maybe. Could be a musical.
Why do I
His
sound
mom and
excited?
dad? His mom and dad banging? Like, what are you talking about? A prequel?
It was Harry before he got put under the stairs.
He's in daycare.
He's in daycare. Or, yeah, he's all
that
grown
could
up.
work out, though.
He's all grown up. It's his kids going to Hogwarts.
Okay. Yeah, well, if Harry's got some magical powers as a baby and they, he's just kind of like thinking like The Incredibles, where that baby had the superpowers, right? And that was some of the best part of the movie is, right?
Yeah.
Seeing this little baby not know what the hell's going on and still just doing the superpowers. I think Harry might have something there.
I mean, the daughter riding mom was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I think they could do like Muppet Babies. You know how when the Muppets were, then they did a Muppet Babies. They could do Harry Potter Babies as all of them in a daycare. And I think that are quote unquote.
Right.
I think kids would love that.
Yeah, that would
but I don't
sell.
know if kids like that age group that would be a demographic for it know who they are.
Yeah, it'd be the next generation.
HBO's Harry Potter series is announcing some of the cast. John Lithgow will play Albus Dumbledore. Janet McTeer will play Minerva McGonagall, which I'm not pronouncing correctly because I don't know. And Papa Isidore.
Is it don't?
will star as Severus Snappy, and Nick Frost will take on the role of Rubius Hagrid. Meanwhile, Luke Fallon will play Canarius Curel, and Paul Whitehouse is cast as Argus Flick. Anyway, there's no word on who will play the lead roles, Harry, Ron, and Hermie.
Okay.
Take a break, and we'll be back.
More of the Big Man Morning Show.
She had 22 surgeries, but her condition kept getting worse. So doctors diagnosed her with a genetic connective tissue disorder that disrupts the body's production of collagen, leading to joint instability. After a year after the diagnosis, her neck became dislocated. So she had to wear a halo brace, if you're familiar with those are. They put screws directly into your skull to keep it from moving. So when they removed the brace, her skull detached from her spine, causing her to suffer internal decapitation, also known as allogenital occipital dislocation. Yeah, she got dislocated.
Wow.
Quote, I flew my chair back to keep gravity from decapitating me. My neurosurgeon had to hold my skull in place with his hands. I couldn't stand. My right side was shaking uncontrollably. They rushed her to an emergency surgery where doctors fused her skull to her spine. Quote, it was a horror show. I woke up unable to move my head at all. She managed to survive the decapitation, which carries a 90% fatality rate.
Damn.
Due to the likelihood of nerve damage to the signals, to the signal damage to the nerves and stuff, which then in turn would damage the brain, leading to paralysis, even vital organs fail. She's had a total of 37 surgeries since her accident, leaving her body fused from her skull to her pelvis and her head unable to move in any direction, and definitely doesn't watch scary movies. Quote, I'm a human statue. My spine doesn't move at all, but that doesn't mean I've stopped living. Internal decapitations are 3 times more common in children in traumatic accidents because their bones are not fully developed, according to a recent study. But in her case, her fall in combination with her collagen disorder was enough to lead to the injury. Internal decapitations are extremely rare, and they account for less than 1% of all cervical injuries. She says she's returning to normal hobbies she had before her life injury, and she's even been bowling.
Okay.
Do not sneak up on this bitch.
No.
Yeah, right.
Don't tell her to look over her shoulder.
It could turn the whole body.
She never says no.
Oh, my goodness.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. I couldn't imagine having to live like that.
No. And she probably can't be alone.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, because you can't, like, sneak up on her. You know, she can't probably reach for things in a grocery store.
Why?
or-
She don't. I mean,
Well,
she
I
can
mean-
use her hands. She's functioning. She's bowling.
Yeah, how do you remember not to move in certain way? You know what I mean?
She
I mean,
can't.
she can't, but
When your neck is fused, I don't think
Yeah.
you forget that sort of thing.
It's kind of like the person that doesn't have an arm. Like, do you just go pick stuff up occasionally, or you think you can?
Right.
I think for me, obviously, besides the obvious stuff, you have that many recovering from surgery is tough.
yeah.
Right.
Especially that type of surgery has got to be incredibly painful. And the psychology that you go through in that.
37, you said she had?
Yeah.
37 surgeries. What's the time span? Did it say?
Yeah, because she was 16. She's 35. So what? 19 years.
Okay, so 37 surgeries over 19 years.
My goodness.
That's almost two a year.
Yeah. Which doesn't seem that bad when you break it down like that.
I don't know, dude.
37 surgeries in a year? For sure, that's
I had a
rough.
very minor surgery in February, and I'm still not able to perform and do the things. I don't have clearance to do things.
Right.
And that's nothing. Like, you go 6-9 months probably with no clearance. Like, you're not supposed to do anything.
Right.
That can like the autonomy you lose messes with your head, I would think.
But she's had to figure stuff out before, so I'm sure it's nothing for her.
Listen, I think you have a different outlook on it than other people because you've dealt with adversity in a
Maybe
way
so.
others haven't.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have that adversity. the type of courage that it takes to deal with adversity. You'd like to think everybody can handle adversity like you do, but that is not true. A lot of people give up on things.
Yeah, vaginas do. I think the human species wants to continue their life as they know it, and they learn to adapt. It may be rough in the beginning, but you learn to adapt and you figure it out, and you do overcome the adversity regardless. If you're a giant sad sack and you start feeling bad for yourself, and then you spiral down this hole of depression, then yes, you will never overcome that adversity, but you do anyway. You do anyway. Anybody and everybody does. It's human nature to do so. Granted, you're probably right. Do they do it like I do it? Maybe. I don't know. But people do overcome the adversity regardless because they just want to be as normal as humanly possible, even though there's still, little hiccups because I got my neck fused. Still
but some
figured
people
out.
don't.
Still figured out. She's going bowling.
Yeah.
She's going bowling and she's doing things. She could be a giant sad sack that says, I can't move. My neck is fused. Woe weighs me. But she said, you know what? F that. I'm going to continue my life even though I can't turn my head either way. I'm still going bowling.
I want people to have that attitude too. I've watched so many episodes of My 600-Pound Life with Dr. Now, and he's trying to tell people they've got to get their life together, and they just don't.
Right.
And he's like, if you don't, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So I would like to think that too, and I feel like I'm built that way. Like I will get over adversity. Some people just don't.
Yeah. Some people enjoy being the victim.
Maybe so.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.
Tulsa's morning show is
MOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Let's see what Lindsay has for Balls to the Wall Sports.
The Pelicans are closing in on hiring their new team president. ESPN reports that New Orleans is finalizing a deal with the Naismith Hall of Famer Joe Dumars to become the franchise's new president of basketball operations. The two-time NBA champion and title-winning executive will run to his home state of Louisiana to replace David Griffin as the head of basketball operations. Dumars has worked as the NBA League's office's executive vice president of basketball operations since 2022. A former Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher made an Instagram post on Monday that came as news to many fans of Major League Baseball. Have you heard of the MLB Lifetime Pass and Golden Ticket? Jason Grilli posted a picture of his Golden Lifetime Pass card as he attended a game between the Pirates and the Washington Nationals. The pass, which was first given to President Theodore Roosevelt, allows the pass holder and a guest to go to any regular season MLB game they want, free of charge, and is awarded to players, managers, coaches, and umpires by the commissioner's office when they reach 8 years of MLB service. During his 17-year career, Grilli played for 10 different MLB teams. For many fans, that Instagram post was the first time they'd learned such a pass even existed. The highly anticipated culinary debut from NFL superstars Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes is just around the corner. 1587 Prime, the Kansas City-based steakhouse that the pair is opening in partnership with Noble 33, will open this summer ahead of the NFL season. The new restaurant will sit inside the sleek Lowe's Kansas City Hotel and will feature multi-sensory dining aspects as well as subtle nods to the players themselves. Buzz around the new restaurant originally began in March 2024 and was slated with an opening date of early 2025, though there have not been updates on official date since then. 1587 Prime will have 2 floors and take up 10,000 square feet of space, touting several private dining rooms and a jaw-dropping display of meat.
I was trying to figure out why this was in the news today.
I think.
What's the news of this? We already knew they were doing this.
Yeah.
So what's the news?
We can visit it this summer.
They said by the football season.
It says summer 2025.
But
Just
no
ahead
date.
of the-
But no date.
Right. So it could be June, July, or August.
Again, why not be like, here's the date?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Feels like they're just trying to keep it in the news.
Yeah.
I would totally go to this. Why not?
I would too. 100%.
10-foot cooler with meat in it.
Yeah.
That's the sure. 10-foot cooler. I guess that doesn't impress me, but meat in a 10-foot cooler doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, well, sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Private dining areas, though. That's nice.
I mean, you won't be in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Royal you. Like, that is for people that are spending a lot of money.
Sure.
Those are a lot of pharmaceutical companies, maybe a doctor's thing. Like, that's not just for us.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you got the money.
Right. The Luka Doncic trade is still very fresh, but early returns suggest it may go down as one of the most lopsided in NBA history. Dallas Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison, the man who made the call to shockingly trade the generational talent in the dead of night in January, still doesn't regret his decision. Meeting with reporters for a roundtable discussion after the Mavs wrapped up the most tumultuous season in franchise history, Harrison once again insisted he had no regrets about trading Doncic and repeated the same mantra he gave to the public when asked to justify the decision. Defense wins championships. There's no regrets on the trade, he said, per CBS News. Part of it is doing the best thing for the Mavs. The stance is not likely to douse the burning anger of the Dallas fan base either, who were collectively infuriated and devastated by the sudden jet sending of their 25-year-old superstar. While nobody was expecting Harrison to admit it was a massive mistake, it is a bit surprising to hear he has absolutely zero regrets, given how things turned out for Dallas. Both Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, acquired in exchange for Doncic, got hurt soon after the transaction, and the Mavs tumbled down the standings. Irving's torn ACL will likely keep him out until next year. Davis returned to play but wasn't able to elevate the Mavs out of the play-in tournament. For a team coming off an NBA Finals run, it's a disastrous season. Nevertheless, Harrison has no regrets. And that's your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by the award-winning service of Groundworks Tulsa. More of the Big Man Morning Show is next.
Station. 97.5 KMOD.
Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. Toll free 833-460-5663. Toll free 833-460-5663. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. Happy 38th porn star birthday to Charlie Valentine. She does it all in hits like Been There, Done That, Four Finger Club, 29, MILFs Love Younger Men, 3. She wants to be your elegant porn girl fantasy.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Well, good morning, Corbin. You just got another keyword to rock the bank. That keyword is check, as in what you're going to get for $1,000 if you win Rock the Bank. Take that keyword, plug it on into the website that rocks, KMOD.com. Good luck. You got up until 8 p.m. tonight to keep on trying.
All right, let's go ahead and do our top 5 songs. Good morning. It's the Big Man Morning Show. 833-460-5663. 833-460-KMOD. Toll-free number. It is the first official full week for Drillers baseball. And on the line with us right now is Justin Gorski. Hey, buddy. How are you?
Doing great, guys. How are you?
Good, man. And you guys are in action. We had a game last night, and then we got a day game at 11 a.m. today. Let's talk about how special day games are.
Man, there's nothing better than daytime baseball. The gates are open already. We opened at 9:30 this morning, and the kiddos are already funneling in. We're going to have about 2,500 kids at the ballpark here today, and a lot of people are making their way out of work to come down and enjoy day baseball. Again, there's nothing better than that. It looks pretty good out there right now.
Yeah, and we should mention that you guys do before every home game the Tito's Vodka pregame happy hour where you can get a double for the price of a single.
Yeah, I mean, a Bloody Mary or a screwdriver sounds pretty good right now with that Tito's vodka. So I'd come down early, enjoy the game, and maybe you don't make it back after lunch. Maybe you call in, play sick the rest of the day. I don't know.
That's right. Drillers in action this week. Wichita Wind Surge are in town today. Day game first pitch is at 11 a.m. And then tomorrow is Thirsty Thursday, the return of Thirsty Thursday, Justin.
Yeah, we are back. The best drink specials in town right there. We got $3 16-ounce domestic beers and souvenir sodas. We're doing something a little different this year, too. We had our fans have asked back to bring back the dollar beer area. So you can actually buy an upgraded ticket for just $7 extra and go in the discount garage door backyard and get $1 beers back there as well. So you can get 12-ounce Miller Lite, Coors Lights tomorrow. All you got to do is buy that special ticket pack, or you can buy it at the ballpark, upgrade that way. But the main concession stands, got the other drink specials there, and we're doing an awesome hat giveaway tomorrow there, Corbin. I don't know if you saw the picture of that.
I did.
But these Go Green hats that we're doing with the Tulsa across the front look really, really sharp.
Yeah, the anything you guys do with the word Tulsa on it has a special look to it. The merch you guys have, which is always available for you to go buy from the pro shop there and get some of the cool Drillers merchandise. Pick it up before the game, during the game, and then we got a weekend, man, and this weekend isn't going to disappoint. We've got a special doubleheader on Saturday, but Friday, fireworks night.
Yeah, Friday night fireworks every Friday night. Come out and enjoy it. Tickets are going very fast. Our Fridays go very, very quickly. Again, known for our fireworks shows. We got one Friday night, one Saturday night as well. So we're really excited for that. Looking forward to, again, we've been working with our fireworks company to really jazz it up and go even bigger this year. So I'm excited for our fans to see that.
Yeah, make sure you get your tickets, TulsaDrillers.com. And then Saturday, where you guys are doing something special because of Easter being on Sunday. You want to give everybody a chance to come to a game and not have to jeopardize Easter with family or church. So talk about what you're doing Saturday.
Yeah, there's a split doubleheader on Saturday. So that means we got two different games going on. The first one starts at 1 o'clock. Get here early for this one. Really, really excited about this. The first 2,000 fans, gates will open at 11:30 on Saturday morning, The first 2,000 fans will get that Drillers black hoodie. We had some crummy weather the first homestand, so we rescheduled that. So that's happening on Saturday. Get here early for that. And then the kiddos can go down to the field, and it's Tulsa's largest Easter egg hunt. We got 10,000 eggs that we are they're loaded with candy and goodies, and we're going to spread them all over the outfield and let the kiddos go crazy out there and enjoy that.
I like to bring this up when you guys do giveaways like the Drillers hoodie that you're doing on Saturday for the 1 p.m. game. And that is, if you are a double XL person or even a triple XL person, you guys accommodate people when they come through the door, through the gate. Talk about how that works.
Yeah, it's something different that a lot of stadiums and a lot of arenas don't do, but we really want our fans to wear these giveaways. We want them to enjoy it. And so what we do is basically when you come through the gates, if you're one of the first 2,000 fans through the gates, you're going to get a voucher to go to one of our table setups. And the sizes we have is adult, medium, XL, double X, and triple X. And then we also have a youth size as well. And again, they're on the first come, first serve. But if you're one of the first 2,000 in the gates, that guarantees you a hoodie. And then once the sizes go, they go. So I'd imagine if you got to get here, you want the bigger ones, get here early because they go very, very quick.
And one of the things I like to make sure I point out to people when they go to the game is either make sure you go to the Busch Bar or you go to the Garage Bar. Talk about those two things, the difference between the two and why they're an important part of your experience at One Oak Field.
Yeah, out in the outfield there. And we actually rebranded it this year, Corbin. So it's the Estrella Jalisco scoreboard bar out there now. So we are serving that on tap. I know that's a big beer that everyone loves. So that's on tap now out there. And that's actually the largest outdoor bar in Oklahoma still. So we got 10 TVs out there, a great atmosphere out in the outfield there with the scoreboard bar. And then on the third base line is the discount garage door backyard. And that is where there's all sorts of yard games of giant Jenga and giant beer pong and cornhole, a really cool, relaxed area where you can go and enjoy the game, still see what's going on. The broadcast is happening back there, and we got Hop and Sting beer on draft right over there, too. So very, very cool area.
I like to head to one of those two places once I get through the gate to get my beverage of choice for watching baseball. So you have that. That's the Saturday game, and then Saturday night, 6 p.m. is scheduled first pitch.
Yeah, so we're going to clear the ballpark, then bring everyone back in. So you will need 2 tickets if you want to enjoy both games on Saturday. But then Saturday night, gates open at 5, and it's our youth sports night. So if you have a child that's playing youth baseball or youth softball, show up to the game, get here early, and we're going to give them a free Ferguson Kia lawn ticket just for coming out and enjoy it. This is our way of saying thank you and being a youth sports fan. So wear your jersey, you get a free ticket. They're going to parade around the field, and then a huge post-game fireworks show after that one as well. But first pitch is at 6 o'clock that night.
I want to bring this up, too, because I get asked for tickets. That's the number one thing people ask me for is, do I have any Drillers tickets? The number 2 thing is, hey, if my group or when I take my employees there, how do I do that? And some people think you have to get a suite, which you can do, but there are other opportunities for people that want to take a big group of people to the game, right?
Yeah, there's a little bit of something for everyone. Whether you got a youth team and you want them to run on the field with the Drillers, or you got a company that you want to come out here and enjoy it, whether it's just tickets sitting down in the seating bowl or in the lawn, or if you do want to rent out a suite. The easiest way, go to TulsaDrillers.com, click on groups and hospitality, and you can see all the options we have there. And then give us a shout. We'd love to help you out. We can customize some things for some certain peoples. We have these new fan experience packages this year that I'm really excited about, where you can actually even bring your group on the field to watch the fireworks from the field. Just a cool, unique, something different that you can't get anywhere else.
I want to know more. What other experiences do you guys have?
Yeah. The one that the youth opportunities where you can run out with the Drillers, basically it's bringing a team out there. They can run out there, stand with the Drillers during the national anthem, get their pictures taken. We have ones where you can high five the Drillers as they're coming on the field. We have a new one where you can get on the dugout with Hornsby during the 7th inning stretch. We have birthday party packages. I mean, pretty much, Corbin, you name it, we got something going on. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, there is something for everyone at One Oak Field to see the Drillers in action. The future stars of Major League Baseball go through One Oak Field. And when you think about something to do with the family, this is the place to do it. The kids' splash zone. There's ice cream. You talked last time about the food. I'm very much looking forward to the beer cheese today. And the ice cream is always a big hit, especially on days with all these students that are going to be there. Talk about the ice cream choices.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything. When it comes to soft serve, everyone loves soft serve. You got the helmets there. You can do a huge sundae if you want. Or we got Highland hand dipped. If that's more of your style and you want something a little bit different, some different flavors, we have that. All the toppings. We're doing handmade milkshakes this year, which has been going crazy. We got slushies, all the fun stuff there. And I knew you were going to talk about the beer cheese there, Corbin. I saw so many people walking around with the bacon beer cheese fries during that first homestand. I think that's the way I'm going today. I think that may be lunch.
The fries alone will totally stand on their own, but when you add the bacon and the beer cheese, it's going to be a slap your hand. Like if you put your hand near my fries, I'm slapping your hand experience. Go to TulsaDrillers.com, get your tickets, see the Drillers in action. Gates are already open for that 11 a.m. first pitch, and you can see a little day baseball happening at One Oak Field, and then get your tickets for any of the games that are happening this week, including 2 games on Saturday. TulsaDrillers.com. Justin, thanks, buddy. I'll see you in a little bit.
Appreciate you guys. See you soon.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back.
Tulsa's Morning Show.